Testing, testing, one, two, one, two.
Hello.
Holy shit. God damn. Danny, how have you been?
I'm doing pretty alright.
I know it's been a hot minute since we talked and a hot minute since we recorded because the last time we recorded, if I'm correct, was December, I think, right?
It's just been a little while.
Yeah.
It's been a little bit.
Yeah, I apologize for kind of keeping you in the dark there. Hello, everyone. Um, my name is Dom. This is Danny here. Uh, So yeah, I've there's been a lot of changes for those of you that have been wondering where the fuck did the videos go. And I can say that now that it's not the first 30 seconds. Also I'm not monetized anyway, so nobody cares. So what happened? I moved. As you can see by my background, I am no longer in a dingy ass apartment. I am now officially moved in with my girlfriend Siren. So that is fun. That is very hype. I'm going to adjust my camera here so it's a little bit better. And eventually, I do actually have a camera that I used to play for Magic. Um, I may end up using that. This light is also really bright, so we're gonna turn it that way, and hopefully, that's yeah. I'm still bright as shit. I mean, I get it. I'm the color of Elmer's glue, but like you could not do me any dirtier right now. Like Danny, this is bad. This is bad. Like when you watch the video and see this, like you're gonna be like, God damn, that motherfucker white as shit. Like, oh god. Like I'm out here looking like Casper the Friendly Ghost, dude. Like Jesus. It also doesn't help that I'm wearing a camo shirt. God, I just look like your stereotypical white dude now. Fuck, this is awful. But yeah, and it's the so yeah, so moved into the apartment or not moved in the apartment into the house. Moved in with my girlfriend Siren. She's very sweet. She's unfortunately out of work right now because she had to get her foot put in a cast. So that's fun. I am finding temporary work as of the moment, doing some work with a family friend. But overall, things have been really good. My overall mental has been absolutely fucking kick ass. Um, Playing Magic with friends online over spell table is does numbers. Also, ripping open packs to touch shiny cardboard also will do that, Danny. Um, I have spent an ungodly amount on Magic cards recently. I probably shouldn't have. And we'll talk about that when we get through the stuff because I'd like for 2025 for us to expand to more than just video games and stuff like that. Like we've talked about non-video game stuff in the past, but I really want to expand it to like new board games or like new card games or new shit in card games because there's a lot of great stuff that's out. And also, this is a gaming podcast. Like gaming is not just video gaming. Like gaming can also be playing cards. So that's pretty
True.
dope. But yeah, no, I mean that's kind of for the most part. There's a couple of things in the works right now. I'm just rambling at this point. To try and fix lighting, get my room set up, and just get back into video making. 2025 was a little slow, so we're getting there. But yeah. So with that being said, Danny, any big major updates that have happened since the last video?
Uh, I've just been busy working mostly. That's just basically it.
I
Updating stuff here and there.
I feel that in my bones. I absolutely feel that in my bones right now. But yeah, I mean, let's go ahead and I guess let's get into it. So I'm gonna start off with some stuff that I think that we will be wanting to talk about together, anyways. And I think the first big one just released this week, which is the info about the Nintendo Switch 2.
Hey,
Because I think that's I think normally we would save the like combined big ones for later, but I think this is big enough that we should just start with it. Um, I mean, $450 to start with. So it's on par price wise with Xboxes and PlayStations, but the games are going to be $80 and $90. That's fucking outrageous.
Yeah, it's honestly like from the thing I watched the direct on it, and genuinely the only complaint that I had was the game prices. It's
Yeah.
like I get the price of the system itself with the features that they've added to it,
Yeah.
aside from the memory's still small, but it's a handheld, so I get it. But like I don't see the game staying at that. That's a bit of a heavy ask.
Yeah. I mean, especially with the average game costing roughly around $60 by base. Like, in addition, increasing a game's price by 50% is pretty fucking ballsy. And here's the issue that I have is that Nintendo freaks will still not care anyways because they're Nintendo freaks and they'll just buy anything that Nintendo, delivers. Which I think is really shitty. The big thing that I actually think is that I really want to see if they will alter the price for is seeing one of those features that you were talking about, the fact that they're bringing back GameCube games for the Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, honestly, the main thing that I think a lot of people are gonna do with the Switch 2 is they're gonna get it, and then they're gonna get Nintendo Online with the expansion pack and just play the GameCube games.
Yeah, because, I mean, two of those GameCube games are absolute certifiable bangers, and I think you know exactly which two that I'm referring to.
It was a stacked lineup of games in that, though.
I mean, there's
There's
two,
such a
there's,
stacked lineup.
but, Danny, there's two games in particular from the same series that I absolutely adore and love. Can you guess which two?
Oh, uh, I know for me it was XD and Gale. Oh, XD and Coliseum.
Yup, yup, that is right on the money. I am so hyped. I would love if they updated the graphics. However, I know they'll never do that because it's Nintendo and they're greedy fucks. However, comma, I will forgive them if they release a new game in the series on the Switch too.
It would be very cool. However, I also noticed they have F-Zero GX in the list of games.
Yeah, that is pretty nuts. Which I think is
And
crazy.
Soul Calibur 2.
Also certifiable classic, and like you said, right? Like that list of GameCube games is stacked. It is not a bad list of games. Now,
Yeah,
if only they would release Melee for the Switch 2.
I mean, never say never.
I mean, look, like, honestly, hear me out, Danny. What if they said, hey, what if we just said fuck it to, what's the current Smash Brothers called?
Uh, Ultimate?
Ultimate, yeah. What if they were just like, hey, so we know you guys have Ultimate. What if we just transferred all the shit from Ultimate into a redone version of Melee and just made every character busted as shit like they were in Melee? Call it a day. Honestly, like, that right there, sold. I would instantly buy a Switch too. Like, I want Melee. Melee is iconic. The music is iconic. The maps are iconic. Give us just more maps. Like, just the. And here's the problem is that I know that it won't happen because Melee is, for lack of a better term, it's outdated now. But in each Smash Brothers since then has evolved. We don't talk about the one for the Wii. We do not talk about the one for the Wii. But I think what they've done with Smash Brothers is really good, but I really want to see them pull up some roots from their classics and just say like fuck it just to say fuck it. Because I want them to just make every character just busted as shit. Just let them be busted. Don't nerf, don't care about competitive play, just say fuck it. And I think players will enjoy that because everyone's got a main. You can also tell who someone is by what main they have. And just honestly, double the roster. While we're saying fuck it, double the roster. Fuck them. Fuck anybody who only has 1 to 2 characters. Fuck them. Double the roster. I have a buddy, Smitty, and I think I've mentioned him before. His main is the random button. He only ever clicks random. The only time he doesn't click random is when everybody plays Captain Falco, so he plays Ganondorf. That is the only time. And then he goes the Ganondorf colors that make him look like Captain Falco. Or Captain Falcon. That's it. That is the only time he does not click random. Otherwise, it
Love
is
that.
random 24/7. That's why I'm like, double the roster, make him learn 50 more fucking characters. Fuck it. But yeah, I mean, and I think, and, and and I agree with you on the Switch 2 price. I think the Switch 2 price is for a console. I still think 450 for a handheld console is a little pricey, especially with there's the technology they have is still a couple years behind what PlayStation and Xbox are releasing. Like
I will
it's
say, this is kind of the most impressive handheld that is not a Steam Deck.
you're not
It is
wrong.
120 hertz refresh rate on a handheld.
Yeah, yeah. I here's my thing. I think that they should knock the price down from 450 to 375 or 400.
I
And
think it will come down.
yeah, but those games absolutely have to drop down back to 60. We
Yeah,
are
no,
not doing
like,
$90 games. We do not need EA and Ubisoft going, yes, more money. Like, bro, do not give Activision another reason to make a shitty Call of Duty that all of
yeah,
the Call of
like,
Duty slut boys will still buy regardless.
the the only way, the literal only way a game could get away with that price is if they guarantee years worth of free expansions.
I mean, even then, like, I'd rather just, I would rather spend like a couple bucks on a DLC because like you spend $60 on the game
Yep.
and then a DLC that's like, all right, like it's an additional like 24 hours worth of gameplay, $5. Call it there. Like $5, 24 hours. Do it at your pace. Cool. Like I'm fine with that. But also like we're in a day and age where DLC, honestly, hot take, DLC should be fucking free.
Yeah,
Like if you wanted to add it, you should have put it in the book. Like if you wanted to add it and charge it for it, you should have put it in the fucking game on release. If you make downloadable content, it should be free. Like that's like if it's separate from the base game, it should be free because we're already spending 60 fucking dollars on a game. $60. My brother in Christ, that's groceries for like 2 weeks. Actually no, I take that back. With inflation, it's groceries for 1 week now. But like
yeah,
yeah, no, DLC should absolutely be free. Like the
like,
the only reason I would see that DLC should not be free is if it is quite literally as big as the base game, and in that case, you should have just made it a second game.
yeah, like, the only other kinds of DLC like that I'm okay with is like the like $1 to $2 cosmetic DLCs every now and then.
Yeah, and I'm fine with that. Like, and I should state this. My statement stands for everything other than Gears of War Judgment Day. Judgment Day should have absolutely been a DLC on 3. You cannot change my mind.
Yeah, no, that game was not
Hot,
enough to justify being an entire game.
hot doo doo dog shit. Hot
It
doo doo
was
dog
bad.
shit.
It was so bad.
It was so fucking bad. Like, it was cool to play as Baird, but like also the game fucking sucked. Like the game was fucking downright atrocious.
There was no saving that.
There was there was no reason for that to be a $60 game. Like charge $20, throw it on to throw it on to 3, call it a day. Like that's what it should have been. Um that is the only exception to the rule in my opinion because Judgment Day granted was roughly the same content as a regular Gears of War game. However, it was so fucking bad that it should not have been 60 goddamn dollars. It was so bad.
Honestly, like after it was out for a little bit, they were practically paying you to play the game.
It was bad. It was fucking garbage. Um, but yeah, no. I mean, we can move on to the PlayStation announcements because I know that one is pretty near and dear to your heart with them releasing the new Soulsborne game.
I forgot about that.
Are you serious? I thought you loved Bloodborne.
So you know they kind of revealed a game that's basically Bloodborne 2 on the Switch 2
Did
Direct.
they really? What?
And it's exclusive to the Switch 2.
Of course it is, but it's not made by From Software, right?
It is.
What? I thought they were privatized by fucking PlayStation.
Nope.
Holy
FromSoft
shit!
is their own company.
Oh my god!
They just can't call it Bloodborne.
what an absolute fucking fu from Software to PlayStation. What an absolute fuck you to them. That is
It's
beautiful.
like
But they could have. Why did they
Sony's been
bring it to the
trying.
Switch? Why did they bring it to the Switch? They could have brought it to Xbox too, man.
I just want to say I'm still genuinely shocked that one of the games they showed off as a launch title for the Switch 2 was Cyberpunk.
No, it should not.
Cyberpunk running on a handheld is insane to me.
There's no way they have. There's no way that they don't absolutely fucking obliterate the graphics to try and get it to run. Like, I guarantee you, the day it releases, it's going to be absolute hot dog shit. And they're gonna have
I'm
to do like
interested to
3 months
see
worth of patches.
because the edition they're selling has all the DLC.
Of course it does.
So I want to know how it works and also how much of the memory that takes up.
All of it. The answer is yes, Danny.
Probably.
Yeah, the answer is yes. Well, actually, I will give them credit. They're not. They're not in. They're not Activision, so they're not gonna make it literally the entirety of the hard drive, but they're gonna make it like 90%. Like, also, can we talk about the fact that Warzone is literally almost an insane amount of fucking memory? Like,
It's unoptimized textures. It's all unoptimized textures.
it's just lazy developing is exactly
It
what it
is.
is. I mean, this is
Like
why indie games are fucking absolutely obliterating AAA companies. Maybe they should fucking learn something, man.
I want to put this in perspective. I believe Fortnite takes up less space.
Oh, Fortnite takes up like half the space.
Yeah.
Fortnite. Okay, I don't like Fortnite because it's a dumb fucking game. However, I will give Fortnite two major things. Number one, actually, no, I'll give them three major things. Number one, they have been very good at innovating. They have always been good at changing things up, switching things up in seasons, making the game as fresh as humanly possible. Number two, Fortnite takes up like no goddamn space. You can run Fortnite and then 5 million other fucking games on the same system and still run fine. Like, Fortnite is stupid optimized. Epic Games absolutely, like, did their job when making the game run and make it playable, and also the live events. And number three, the raw amount of intellectual property. I'm going to steal that from Russian Badger for a moment. And again, Fortnite has the most insane amount of intellectual property I have ever fucking seen from a singular video game. Like, there is
Yeah.
something for literally everyone. Do you want to play as fucking, what's the fucking rapper that they have that you can play as? In
Oh,
Fortnite?
I know they did an event with fucking Travis Scott.
Travis Scott. Yeah, you can play as Travis Scott. You can play as Master Chief. You can play as fucking you can play as well, you could play as Thanos. You could play as fucking Vegeta. Like my brother in Christ, what the fuck? Like the
Yeah,
raw amount of intellectual property, and I've stated this before on this channel. Fortnite, I may hate the game, but I respect what they've done with the game because it's and also their monetization is actually good. It's good
which is
monetization.
shocking.
It's all cosmetic. It does nothing to your fucking gameplay. Nothing to your gameplay. It's all cosmetic. Do you want to play as Vegeta? Here, you spend like $10. You get the Vegeta skin. You get the Super Saiyan emote. Dope. Super cool.
Like,
And that's
you
it.
want to play as the Xenomorph wearing J's?
Yeah,
You can do that.
yeah, you can do that. Like, Fortnite's monetization should genuinely be studied because it is, I would say, almost perfect. Like, I will say
It's pretty close.
the early days of Fortnite was a little gougy when they were still trying to make it out, but after the first, I think, like 2 seasons, and after they realized that the PvE game mode that they were producing was just garbage and trash, and they never updated it, they put everything into the battle royale and said, "Fuck it, we're going all in. We're gonna make this as good as fucking possible." It is the closest thing, and I think you're right. It is almost the perfect monetization. It's not the perfect game, but it is most certainly is the almost perfect monetization because nothing affects your gameplay. Your hitboxes are still pretty much the fucking same, and it's just you get to play as fucking random ass. For fuck's sakes, you can play as All Might from My Hero Academia.
And
What the
the
fuck,
fact,
man?
also, like, the fact that they've worked out a concurrent deal with Lego to have a, like, Lego survival crafting mode, like, constantly available is insane to me.
Yeah, like that's fucking nuts. Um, but yeah, moving on with the PlayStation, you had some stuff. The you had the something about the PlayStation announcements that you wanted to talk about.
Oh, like, I have a couple announcements that I saw that actually came from the Nintendo
Okay.
Direct.
Okay, so we'll go back
So,
to Nintendo and we'll just should we just skip
yeah,
PlayStation then if there's nothing crazy?
uh, I the only thing that I remember from PlayStations was the Liza P Overture,
Okay, that's pretty dope. So
which Liza P, pretty cool. Good, as close to Bloodborne as you're gonna get for a little while.
yeah, yeah,
Sony is constantly trying to make FromSoft make Bloodborne into a live service game, and it's not gonna happen.
From
This
Software
is
has
not the right environment.
yeah no. From Software has I mean the closest thing that they had to a multiplayer one was Elden Ring, and that's strictly co-op. And the I
Oh,
mean,
Night Rain.
well, yeah, but nobody gives a fuck about Night Rain.
It's weird.
Yeah. So all right. So what's the other stuff from the Nintendo Direct? Because I've just got a bunch of like small things to go over.
So I have one question.
Okay.
Do you like Enter the Gungeon?
I actually never played it, but I'm not a big fan of it.
So they announced that they're making a sequel.
Okay. I mean, I guess that
Same
makes sense.
camera angle, but 3D.
Oh, now that you've got me intrigued.
Yeah. So basically, it's the same kind of angle, same kind of game, but everything is a 3D model, and it looks kind of bonkers.
And that's gonna be on the fucking Switch?
That's gonna be on the Switch 2 and PC.
Bro, how the fuck is it gonna run on the Switch? The amount of fucking particles that fly across your screen and enter the gungeon is absolutely fucking horrendous.
I am. This is why I want to see this thing in action because the amount, like, to basically emphasize how much faith there has been put in the hardware, they have gotten launch support basically from EA, 2K, and Civ 7.
Okay.
This is the first time I think since either the GameCube or the Wii that they've had an initial support from EA and 2K, which is kind of crazy to think about.
Yeah, that's kind of odd.
And it's not just like the throwaway titles from them, it's their flagship sports series.
That's interesting because they hold on to that shit pretty hard. But then again, I guess we've also started to enter the age, and we talked about this a lot last year, of companies stop selling their shit as exclusives and trying to get it at as many platforms as possible to try and
Yeah,
sell as many
which
copies as possible.
it's like a double-edged sword because one thing it's good because like exclusivity is kind of bad.
Yeah.
Uh, it also depends on the quality of the port.
Yeah, that's also very true. However, the big thing is that if this is successful, they will start making those games for that console, which means they will inevitably get better at running those games because
Yep.
they will optimize them. That is the
Which,
good news, is that if the run is successful and they successfully port over the current games and it goes well and they sell, they will start making games including those,
yep.
which
Which
is
is
nutty to
very
think
nice.
about. That you could be playing fucking 2K on the fucking bus.
Yeah.
That is nuts to me.
Uh, I really need to see the system in practice. I need to see it function because having that kind of support right away is kind of impressive.
Yeah, I don't know how the fuck they manage that. That is fucking nuts.
Uh, Speaking of being able to play something on the go that you weren't expecting, so on top of the recent announcement of the update to Rainbow Six, well, Rainbow Six's game engine, they're making a mobile version.
Here's my problem. I don't think it's gonna go well.
Here's the big thing: it's targeting low and mid-range phones.
So older models?
They're taking a very similar approach that I believe Fortnite did when it came to the mobile market, and they want to make it playable on more devices.
I
Which for
uh
Ubisoft, them focusing on lower end phones is kind of a very un-Ubisoft move.
yeah, I oh, this is so here's my thoughts on this, Danny, is while I am a huge fan of the idea, the problem with it is Rainbow Six requires several things. Number one, you need really good fucking graphics. You need good graphics. You need a good fucking system to run it on. The other thing
Yep.
is, and most Siege players will know this. There is a lot of visual and specifically audio cues that tell you what happened in the game.
Yep.
So I'm wondering how they're going to handle that, because the best players in the world rely on very specific things that they hear, because there's very unique sounds in the game. A lot of the operators have very unique pieces of equipment, and every single one of them makes a unique sound. So unless they do it properly, this is not going to go well.
I need it's again it's another thing I need to see how they pull this off because the update to the main game is almost like a complete rework of the game engine.
Which, in all
Which,
fairness, they needed several years ago.
yeah, it's like now
What is it?
I
What was
want
it
to
even
see how
running
it
on?
plays out. Let me see. What game engine are you running on Siege? Anvil Next 2.0.
That's what it was running on beforehand.
Yep.
What is it running on now?
Let's see. I think it's going to be an updated version of that.
Yeah, I'm very much with you. I want to see this succeed, but also I wait with bated
Oh,
breath because it's Ubisoft.
yeah.
Ubisoft has notoriously been pretty bad when it comes to openly admitting when they fucked up.
Oh, yeah, no, that they've always been like that.
I mean, there's a lot of companies that are like that. PlayStation, Sony's PlayStation, uh, Nintendo, just as a whole. At least Xbox admits every now and then that they fuck up. But just, oh my god, I don't know. I'm very curious about it.
Yeah. I'm gonna check it out when it drops. Because like I know that the engine update is in like very early beta, I think. Well, not really very early beta, but closed beta.
Yeah, but I mean, hey,
But
you know what? If Ubisoft somehow manages to fucking make it work, kudos to them. They deserve it.
yeah, it's like it's kind of a weird situation with them because the company itself is terrible.
Oh, they're fucking awful. They are
However,
disgusting human beings.
like I've been hearing from people that I know that have played what is it the new Assassin's Creed game Shadows. It's actually good.
Well, that's good to hear. I know they spent a lot of time and effort into it, so
Like I've been hearing mainly from the actual ninja gameplay that it's pretty good.
it's kind of a return to what Assassin's Creed is,
Yeah, like
which honestly they
playing.
needed to do a while ago.
No kidding.
Like, don't get me wrong, Black Flag is good, but Valhalla, fuck no.
Like they went on a spree of games that when they switched up style because like I know I said this in quite a few of the videos that Syndicate's like the last true Assassin's Creed game
Yeah,
because like everything after that is that new combat style that's just not Assassin's Creed.
yeah, no, I mean I agree with you. So I'm happy to see that people like Shadows, and I know that they tried very hard to try and get a lot of like the historical locations and stuff like correct, and they try to get the language stuff done. Um, I know they put a ton of effort because I know that they delayed it for because we covered when it got delayed. I
Yeah,
remember that.
they
That was last year.
they kind of like ended up stirring up a massive like dramatic shit fit on the internet.
Oh yeah, I remember us reading that letter together on the podcast.
Yep. And I know that when it came out it still got a lot of negative comments about it, mainly from one perspective gameplay side, but a lot of that was like eh kind of comments. The gameplay itself, from what I've heard though, is actually good. And that's more than I can say for a lot of the previous entries in Assassin's Creed.
Oh yeah. think 3 was bad.
Three's gameplay was good.
Yeah.
They just decided that Connor didn't need a personality.
Yeah. Well, and then
That's my
they
only
were like,
complaint.
"Hey, you know what? What if we just got rid of him?"
Yeah,
So they. I hate to say this, Danny, but they quite literally killed Connor.
they did.
Like,
They really did.
like metaphorically and physically, they killed Connor. Like, there's not a whole lot of games that manage to do that, but sure enough, god damn. I mean, hey, you know what? If the new game is good and it feels like Assassin's Creed, good enough for me, man. Like, I miss Assassin's Creed. Not Valhalla or whatever the fuck, what was the Greek one called?
Oh, Odyssey.
Yeah, that trash. Straight trash.
It's like they literally are just different games but with Assassin's Creed tacked on for more sales.
Yeah. They're cash grabs. They're like every
Yeah,
Call of Duty game.
basically, yeah. Not
Yeah.
wrong.
Yeah. Again, I'm telling you, if just AAA developers just looked at the indie market and went, huh, so that's what's selling, they would make a lot more money. But alas, it's not like the general populace knows what they want, I guess. Oh no, let's make another fucking Black Ops game that's shittier than the last. But I digress. Any other
Yeah.
news on your end?
Let's see. I think that's about it.
Okay.
'Cause
Because
There,
I only have
there's
a
been a little bit of dry spell.
Yeah, I've only got a couple of things. Well, and also we're getting back into the swing of things, so it's probably okay that we have a shorter episode. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, I only have a couple of things that I'm going over. Um, we'll start off with League of Legends as a dirty, disgusting league player. Um, we are into the summer split of most of the major regions, which I think is super dope. Or not summer split, the spring split. So all of the teams. So each region will send a team to MSI. We also had our first winter region, winter international event, which was first stand, last stand, whatever the fuck it is, something stand. Basically, it's this winter. Every region now has a winter split, and it's like 4 to 5 weeks long. It's really not that long. It's basically like a full round robin and then playoffs, and the winners go to stand whatever. That finished. I don't remember who won. I'm pretty sure it was the Korean team. They pretty much dominated everybody. Um, but now we're now into the spring split, so we're gonna see slightly longer games. And interestingly enough, this is something that I really am a big fan of. Is NA specifically changed their region to include South America. So it is now no longer the LCS. It is now the LTA, which is really interesting because there's three regions in the LTA. There is North America, there is South America, and then there's Central America. And the way that the regions are separated is that Central America will send one team, I believe it's one team apiece, to NA and to South America, and those teams will compete with the rest of those teams to play in their conference. What's really interesting is that that means that CB Law, which used to be the old South American team, because technically CB Law was really South America is really just Brazil. Like, I hate to put it that way because I don't want to really discredit the South American fans, but it really is kind of just Brazil that's kind of leading it in South America. Um, Brazil. But the interesting thing to note is that the LTA will get three. I believe it's two or three teams to send to Worlds. Those teams can be literally anybody from those conference, which means we could end up sending three Brazilian teams over NA teams if NA sucks that bad, which I think is fucking hysterical.
That is that is incredible.
It is it is really fucking funny. You should absolutely read the document, Danny, the LTA document, of like them explaining how shit works. It is the funniest shit on planet Earth because teams just because the winter split, the way that it worked was that each team played their initial conference, right? So you only played so NA teams only played NA teams, Brazilian teams only played Brazilian teams, and I think Central or Latin American teams played Latin American teams. Spring Split 2, my bad, Spring Split, I believe they send one team apiece from, I think it's Central America or Brazil, to the other. So I think NA, I mean, I don't know. Let me see if I can take a look at the schedule to see if they have it up. Yeah, no, okay, yeah, no, they actually have. So there is a Central American team or Brazilian team in the North Americas. It is Leon, who is in there. So it's divided into the LTA North, which is the NA, and LTA South, which is Brazil. Um, and also, Danny, I cannot stress this enough. If you ever get the chance to watch these matches live, please, for the love of God, go watch the Brazilian matches live because that is the only time you'll get English commentary. Brazilian teams do not give a fuck. They are always willing to ball out and fight, and it is some of the most entertaining shit I have ever fucking watched. Like, they do not fucking care. It is brawl o'clock. It is so much fun to watch Brazilian teams play. Because NA
I,
teams are like, oh, we'll just wait till like 25 minutes and then we'll scale and then we'll slowly win the game. Brazilian teams are like, come catch these hands. Like, and I'm fucking here for it, dude. I love watching the Brazilian teams. They are fucking fun as fuck. They are so much fun to watch. Holy shit, they're so much fun. So, yeah, if you get a chance, Danny, go watch the LTA South. There are matches, as a matter of fact, there are matches tomorrow, Saturday, starting at noon. You will get to see the LTA South, which is Pain Gaming versus IE, Levitain versus Fury, and FXW7 versus VKS. Go watch. Oh, my bad. And it looks like Red versus Loud. Go watch those games starting from 12 p.m. EST to 3 p.m. EST. It will be the most. It'll be the most enjoyable 4 hours of watching a clown fiesta. Like
that's
it is.
incredible.
It real. The way that I look at Brazilian teams is the same way that I look at Oceanian teams because Oceanian teams are very much the same. Are they good? Probably not. Are they entertaining to watch? Absolutely. And also, Oceania and Taiwan have sent some incredible fucking teams to Worlds. Like Brazil sent Loud to Worlds last year, and Loud got kind of clapped, but they did not give a fuck. They just did not care. Like Brazilian fans, like okay, so to put in perspective, okay, Korean and Chinese fans, while they're in the stadium, will chant their names, right? Chant the team names and like come up with chants. Same thing with actually, as a matter of fact, pretty much every region does that, other than NA. NA for some odd reason, other than TSM, who by the way hasn't been part of NA for the past like 2 years now. They don't really get like no team really gets chants. Brazil's chants are the fucking funniest because they are louder than everybody else. So you could have an entire group of like Korean players or Korean watchers that are shouting for T1 to win, and the like three Brazilian fans that are at Worlds are louder than them. It is so much fucking fun to watch.
Oh, I love that.
It's chef's kiss. Like, go watch the fuck the LTA North games, Danny. Watch the LTA South. LTA South, way more entertaining. Way more entertaining. And their split, actually, as a matter of fact, tomorrow starts the spring split for the LTA. So you will get to see a fresh split. So that is my little rant about the league stuff. Um, so I will move on to my last two pieces. Number one being WoW Classic has taken an odd turn. Um, so currently we are in phase three of Dragon Soul. Um, or no, of Cataclysm. Thank you, God, fuck, Cataclysm. We are in phase three of Cataclysm. Oh my God, I'm so bad. And we are in Dragon Soul Raid. It has been roughly about, I'd say about a month and a half, 2 months, give or take, since we've been in there. We just recently got a damage buff and a health reduction nerf on the bosses, which normally comes at the end of a phase, so that way guilds and raid runs get easier, so you can get more loot faster to help you gear up for the next phase. We weren't expecting this soon. Normally, so for example, Firelands would lasted roughly about give or take 5 to 6 months. We didn't get the buff till about the fourth month. And mind you, the buff ramped up over time. So it starts at 5% and then it went 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. We're
Right.
already, by the second month of rating, at the end of the second month, we're already at a 10% change. This is indicating two things. Number one, Cataclysm does not have much longer, which means number two, we are going to get Mists of Pandaria a lot sooner than we were expecting. We were expecting Cataclysm to be lasting at least another 3 to 4 months. Easy. We were not expecting to get this news now because they're really trying to push Mists of Pandaria, MOP for short. Which is really interesting because for two reasons. Number one, MOP is considered kind of like one of the last great expansions. Um, there's a couple others that are really, really, really top tier, despite like a couple issues. Uh, Number one, we're getting a new class, which is the monk, which is a hero class. So any race can play as a monk, but we're also getting a new race, which is the pandas. And the pandas are, I believe the pandas are faction neutral, so they can be on either side. They can be on Horde or Alliance, which is really important. It's kind of like the Death Knights. Um, and there's a ton of content in Mob. It's odd that we're getting it so soon because, mind you, Wrath of the Lich King lasted a year and a half, almost 2 years. One expansion lasted almost 2 years. We've only hit about a year and some change on Cataclassic, which is really interesting. Now, granted, it is a much shorter expansion because it's not 4 phases, unlike Wrath. But it's really interesting to see because we were not expecting it to be so soon that we were going to be gaining these damage buffs. Because again, normally this happens in the last like 2 months to help players finish gearing up, get all the gear that they want, and get them shoved into the next expansion. So needless to say, it's going to be very interesting because this is, I think, the only reason why Blizzard's doing this is to keep people consistently paying for their subscription. Because the problem is that at the end of Wrath, because again, ICC, Ice Crown Citadel, lasted roughly about, give or take, I'd say probably about 6 to 8 months, give or take. Now, it was a little bit shorter than Ulduar, so yeah, it was roughly about 6 to 7 months. Once most guilds cleared Lich King, which is the final boss in ICC, most people paid their subscriptions and then paid their subscriptions for that month and basically logged off. And most people were starting to clear Lich King in the third or fourth month. So Blizzard was losing 3 to 4 months worth of revenue from the subscriptions. So I think the reason why Blizzard is doing this is they're rushing the end of the expansion to keep people paying their subscriptions and not, stopping the payment until the next expansion. Which,
Mm.
on one hand, I understand as a business perspective. On the other hand, though, it makes phase 3, which is supposed to be the big climactic phase that we have this expansion, it feels so rushed because it's like we're not getting the progression. Like we barely just got 2 heroics down. We're at the end of the second month. Like we've barely gotten 2 heroics down. There's no reason that we should already be getting ready to gear up for another expansion. And I don't even know if I'm going to play that expansion. I don't know if I'm going to play MOP. I've heard a lot of great things about MOP. I don't know if I'm going to play it because I'm kind of done with WoW. Like the whole reason why I got into it was because a bunch of my fraternity brothers were playing it. So I played it to join them and hang out. And then they both quit. And I was like, well, I guess I'm just raiding this group of guys. Now, granted, the group of guys is really cool. They're super dope, and I've had a great time raiding with them through all the way through Wrath and all the way through Kata. But it's it's rough because the whole reason why I was playing WoW no longer exists. So I've kind of lost my will to play. Now, granted, when MOP
Yeah.
drops, I may play it and be like, yeah, I want to continue playing. This shit's fucking dope. On the other hand, I could go, wow, these fucking suck. I don't want to touch this game anymore. I've done my time. I've played through the cool stuff. I'll go ahead and sign off. I'll keep my account, but I don't think I'll be playing this expansion. So we'll see.
Yeah.
The last piece that I have is Magic the Gathering. Um, Tarkir Dragonstorm is dropping the 18th. But it's so funny because so my buddy Lucky, who I play League with, I met up with him after work today, and we went to a local card shop near my workplace, and we were just going to go there to just hang out, maybe buy like a bullshit pack from some of like a random set, and we were just looking around, and I can
Right.
only assume that one of the workers there, or I mean he looked kind of like the owner. He was sitting there with a computer with all the boxes and stuff. He goes, "Hey guys," and me and Lucky turn around. He goes, "So, you guys want to buy some packs at Dragonstorm?" And we both look, and he has an entire box of Dragonstorm open, ready to go, along with a collector box right next to it. He goes, I just finished putting these packs in the system. They're $6. So Lucky and I look at each other and go, well, we're about to get packs 2 weeks early. So he and I bought 3 packs apiece. And I actually got a really good. I actually got some pretty decent pulls. Lucky, unfortunately, was very unlucky, and pulled some hot dog shit. Um, but yeah, Tarkir Dragonstorm, super fun set, super interesting. Um, I mean, just as the name implies, it's literally the plane of Tarkir, and it's all about dragons. And yeah, it's fun. The cards are cool. I know that most people that are probably going to watch this video are going to be like, "Why the fuck is he talking about it? Magic the Gathering?" Dude, I'm a nerd. Okay, fuck off. Um, but also, Danny, the Magic the Gathering releases these things called secret layers. Do you know about those?
I know a few people that have been talking about those.
Okay. Well, on April Fool's Day, they released a secret layer, and the secret layer was a Marvel secret layer, but it was not just any character. They released Deadpool, the trading card. It is the name of the card is literally Deadpool, comma trading card, and it's just Deadpool laying on his side with the flavor text. Draw me like one of your or draw me like one of your French cards.
My God.
And he has probably one of the wildest abilities on planet Earth I think I've ever seen. It is fucking hysterical. He has 3 abilities. The second and third ability don't matter because I will say those first. The second ability is at the beginning of your upkeep, if you control this creature, lose 3 life. And the second ability is pay 3 mana, sacrifice this creature, draw a card. It's really bad. It's really bad, right? It's the first line of text that's really important, which is when Deadpool trading card comes in, enters the battlefield, change the text box on another creature card with this one. So all of those shitty abilities that Deadpool has now belong to somebody else. And it is quite literally one of probably the best flavor wins on a Magic the Gathering card they have ever released. Um, I love it and I adore it and I think it is so fucking dumb. But it also the secret layer comes with four other cards, which are fucking insane. By the way, like they're not bad. Like it's not just like oh they're kind of okay cards. No, they are some of the best cards in the game right now. Like they have Saw in Half, which is a card, a legal card from the joke set Unfinity, which is basically hey sacrifice this creature, make two copy tokens of it. It's a really good card if you really want bonus ETBs and multiple cards. Deadly Rollick, which is a free spell. It is a free black spell to exile a target creature.
Mm.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking good. They also have Vandal Blast, which is one of the best destroy artifact cards in the game. Also, the Danny, would you mind going and looking up for me the Deadpool secret lair so you can because I need you to see the art on these cards.
Oh my god.
So yeah, so there is Deadpool trading card. Then there is Deadly, or my bad. So there's Saw in Half. Hold on, let me see. So there's Deadly Rollick, which is if you control a commander, you may cast a spell without paying its mana cost. So it's exile a target creature. That's really good. Saw in Half, which is a great phenomenon. It's a great card. Blasphemous Act, which is one of the best red removal spells in the game, and Vandal Blast. This is they released this on April Fool's Day. This might be one of the best secret layers I have ever seen in my life. It is so fucking good. Like it is
That's incredible.
yeah, the art is phenomenal. Also uh the art for Vandal Blast is him farting in front of a flamethrower burning a black lotus. It's
Somebody had way too much fun doing the art for this.
oh yeah, it's phenomenal. It's this is probably one of the greatest secret layers I think I've ever seen. It's just the art is incredible, and the flavor text is great. Like a great example, right, is Deadly Rollick. I normally charge for my mere services, but I just can't say no to someone who controls that their commander. Saw in Half. Round up each time, and then in parentheses, don't try this at home, kids. Magic is super dangerous. Blasphemous Act. You might be wondering why I've killed the Marvel Universe yet again, but the real question is, how am I breathing on the moon? And then Vandal Blast. Look at me, I'm Chandra Nalar, who is a planeswalker from Magic the Gathering. This is one of the biggest flavor text wins I've ever seen. And he's also got a great stat line. He's a 5/3 creature. Like, that's fucking great. For 4 mana, that's disgusting. And then you steal someone else's commander's abilities? The fuck? Like, oh my god. So yeah, it's a really good secret layer. But yeah, no, Magic is entering a high time right now, and I'm very excited, Danny. Specifically for Tarkir Dragonstorm, because the cards are phenomenal, but also the next Universes Beyond set. because I don't know if you heard, the next Universes Beyond set is Final Fantasy.
Ah, I see.
And they are releasing 4 precons. One of them being Cloud. So, yeah. I don't know how much you're interested in Magic, Danny, but if you were ever going to buy a precon, the Final Fantasy ones will probably be pretty solid. And they're including characters from every Final Fantasy, from every Final Fantasy JRPG. I don't know if they're counting as. I don't know if they'll be doing 14 characters, but they're doing everything before that.
That's actually very interesting.
Yeah, and it's really actually the really cool thing that I think is super dope is, and this is something that's super unique to the Final Fantasy cards, is on the Final Fantasy cards in the bottom left corner. Normally, you have a specific set of letters slash numbers which identifies the set, right? At least in the newer cards. Older cards, a little bit different. You only have the set symbols. But a lot of the newer cards have, a set number of letters slash numbers to identify what set it's from. So, like, for example, right? Um, Let me see if I can find it here. Uh, yeah. So, for example, actually, as a matter of fact, I have a Path to Exile right here, and it's really hard to see. Let me see if I can get that. But you'll notice it says ACR. That stands for Assassin's Creed, and that's for the Assassin, because this Path to Exile came from the Assassin's Creed set. What's really interesting about the Final Fantasy cards is that based on what game the character is from, will be what Final Fantasy numbers it is. So, for example, Cloud, Final Fantasy 7. So it'll have FFV11, the Roman numerals for 7. And then other characters will have FF3 or FF5, specifically designed to show people what games these characters were prevalent in, which I think is a phenomenal thing to do because it's so unique. Because also the Final Fantasy games, there's a lot. There's a lot.
Yeah,
There's 14 of the games, and one of them's a fucking MMO. Like,
I mean,
there's a lot of characters. But I think it's super unique. I'm very excited for it. I definitely want to try and pick up one of the precons if possible, just because it looks so good. They just look so fucking good, and they look so much fun. So, but yeah, no, that is my little rant about being a little nerd. Um, with that being said, Danny, do you have any other closing statements?
let's see. I'm I'm very interested to see what all we come up with for the next one.
Yeah, April is going to be and we're going into the summer deals. Right, we're going to be starting to ramp up into the summer deals, so we're going to see a lot of people, a lot of companies starting to release games and release trailers for stuff that's releasing this summer for when kids are off school. So we will probably get a couple things in April. I think May is going to be high time. May is when we're going to see a lot of shit happening.
Yeah, we'll start getting more and more reveals,
Yeah,
or at very least release dates.
agreed. Yeah, I'm very excited. I cannot wait to see what shows up. But now that I'm back in action, we will definitely be covering it.
Hey,
So, with that being said, uh, oh my god, I've forgotten my outro. Holy shit, I forgot my goddamn outro, Danny.
It has been a little bit.
Fuck! Hold on. Hold on. Because it starts off like my normal stream ending one. Yeah, oh, here we go. It's, with that being said, Danny, where can they find you?
You can find me at YouTube and Twitch at CatboxDanny.
You can also find me on YouTube and Twitch at DominiteFox or on Twitter at DominiteFox1. Thank you all so much for stopping by. We both really appreciate it. We both hope that you all have a wonderful rest of your day. And as always, don't be a sweatlord. We'll see you guys next time.